Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today I wanted to go back to my roots here and just stick to a good old-fashioned champion tutorial. I did really like doing the boss guides. I'm definitely going to keep pumping those out because I enjoy making them. The Deathless Thanos one I think could have gone a little bit better, but I did actually enjoy making it. But today we're going back to my roots. We're just doing a normal old champion tutorial with my girl, Jean Grey. Actually, gonna fix her stat focus real quick. Oh, and she's in a quest. Never mind. I really like this champion. I think she's underutilized. I don't think she's talked about as much because I think there's just so much going on in the mutant class right now, and so much going on with the Titan Crystal specifically. There's a bunch of other champions in the Titan Crystal I want to review and I want to go over because this Titan Crystal is really good, and pretty much anybody you pull from it, sans like Red Hulk. He might not even be in the crystal anymore. Sans like Falcon Joaquin Torres, who I do have, of course. If you want a video on him, I'm happy to do it, but not really much to talk about. Is a really good champion and is worth talking about. And Jean Grey specifically is very interesting to me. I don't have her awakened, which is you do want her awakened because she gets a lot of utility with the passive stun. And, you know, the Uncanny is nice too, but most of the time you're just going to be deleting everything after one special 2, awakened or unawakened. Reverse control immunity, love to see it, especially on an offensive powerhouse with lots of utility, because that means you can take a lot of those annoying reverse control matchups. Exhaustion is fine. It's really just for helping you with those bullseyes. Neuroshock, always great. Bypass miss. Nobody's immune to it except for the Maker coming in this month in the update very soon. So that will be the first like hard counter to Onslaught, besides Bastion. But we talk about Bastion in another video. I'll talk about Bastion all day long. I love that character. Force Field, same as Invisible Woman, 10% of the maximum health. Very cool. No thorns, which is really nice. No thorns damage while the Force Field is active, so it's not even going to be absorbed. It's just you're not going to take damage from it. Some defensive things with Delirium, gonna invert your opponent's controls, and it's pretty random, which is nice. Not on the force field break, but on the specials. I think it's like 50-50. So actually a pretty good defender. A lot of defender potential there. Uncanny, which is new to her, makes special attacks a little bit cheaper. Great. Psionic charges, essentially same as what's his name? The Cable clone, Strife, is going to just give you more damage on your special attacks, and then, of course, the Neuroshocks and the passive. She's just got a lot going for her. The name of the game is really going to be Special 1, Special 2. I could read through all of this, but there's really not much to say. Special 3, I think, is pretty good for, like, longer fights. I've never used it because she is just so good at Special 1, Special 2. Without further ado, I'm going to take her into Realm of Legends against my favorite punching bag, Winter Soldier. Show you what I'm talking about here. Throw on there. She has synergies. She doesn't really need them. Some of them are a little helpful, but honestly, if you just wanted to really do max potential, you probably want to do Professor X and Apocalypse, and then maybe like White Magneto. Beyond that, she's really not benefited super insanely by her synergies. The name of the game is light ending combos, heavy attacks when you can to get the Uncannies and the Psionic charges. There you go. Stack on as many Neuroshocks as you can, do a special 1, convert them into passives, and then rinse and repeat. And then you want to get your Neuroshocks back up, do a heavy so you can get the special 2 a little quicker. Come on, dude. She also has a really long heavy range, as you just saw there. Very nice. And then special 2. And then you're going to see we are doing a ridiculous amount of damage on that special 2. And you don't really need to go for the special 1 again. You can. Usually things are going to be dead or very close to it. So you can finish with a special 1 if you want, like I'm probably about to do right here. But honestly, the special 2, you could just go right back up to it. If you want the refresh, that's nice. But otherwise, not really needed. See? 58 seconds, about a minute for a Battlegrounds-esque health pool, which is not amazing, but you're remembering here that we were very close to ending, and probably 20 seconds of that was due to the extra like 100,000 health that he has compared to a Battlegrounds health pool. So that's really going to be shaved into like more like 30 to 45 depending on matchup and rank. So that's her big thing, is you do want her high ranked if you can. For being an attacker, just because if you're not killing with that special 2, you kind of have to go back to another one or throw a special 1. It's just not ideal. Whereas if you kill with the special 2, it's going to be much, much quicker. You're not going to have to build up. Though her ramp is pretty slow, just due to the fact that she can throw her specials a little quicker. Also, that heavy range is really nice. Just a lot of range on it, and then, you know, put on as many Neuroshocks as you can. And there you go. Whole lot of damage, about half their health done, and just a special or 2. Go back to the special one. We have a lot of Neuroshocks on. Yeah, about 25. Wow. And then, yeah, we would just repeat the exact same thing. Of course, we're taking a little longer because no class advantage. But all in all, the same thing. You just want that special 2 damage. We're going to get it. There. Not that we need it like that. But there you go. Simple rotation. A lot of utility in her kit as well. All in all, a pretty fantastic champion. If you pulled her from the Titan pool, I highly suggest you rank her up. I'm going to go over some of her like really plus matchups, and obviously they're going to be skill class. She's plus on Bullseye because she can do the passive stun, and she also exhausts him. She's plus on Nick Fury because when he purifies those debuffs you're going to give him. He's plus on Atuma if you have her awakened. She's plus on Kingpin. She's plus on Killmonger. She's really plus on Korg. Punishes him a lot. She's plus on Baron Zemo. But what I've noticed about her is that she's also plus on our dear friend Deathless Thanos, because while she does do a lot of damage via it was from the other video the other day, while she does do a lot of damage via special attacks, you're at least going to get to that 25% mark, and also you're going to do some damage over time, and you can spam your special attacks pretty quick, so you don't have to worry about as much. But the big thing is that she gets a lot of her stuff via her heavy, so you're not having to do all that much. And she was really plus in the most recent meta where you couldn't block the last hit, because her heavy attack actually has a crap ton of range, just like that. Convert all those into Neuroshocks. And also just in Battlegrounds in general, she's pretty amazing just because you're not really having to worry about that chip damage. It's mostly going to just get taken care of by the force field. Ideally, you want him at... Yeah, he's going to take that protection. But the Daunted actually fights through the protection, which I didn't know. So yeah, really good Deathless Thanos counter as well. And she can do Photon, honestly. She can't really do Serpent. She can do Onslaught as well, which I found very interesting because they're both Neuroshock champions. Just because Onslaught is really just kind of a... And I'm happy to do a boss guide on Onslaught at some point as well. But he really is just like, do you know how to play this character? And then, or play against this character? And then if the answer is yes, then you nuke him. But what makes her so good for Onslaught is that she is not going to be taking all that chip damage from the Neuroshocks, which is very nice because of her force field. That. And then you're going to pretty much finish without having to deal with all that BS that Onslaught likes to do. Oh, parried me. That's not good. Yeah, don't let that happen to you. Or with the heavy. Oof. Not going too well for me right now. But, yeah. Very good for Onslaught. I wouldn't say the best, but she works. And she's kind of like one of those attackers like Adam Warlock, where, like, if she kind of works, she's probably going to end up working if you play her well enough. That wasn't the best showing there, but you kind of get the point where, you know, you just take them down and you'll get it done with. I'm not going to show against Bullseye because I don't have her awakened, but she is pretty good against Nick Fury. That would kind of be a wash, though, just because my Phoenix is so much higher. She's not great against Serpent because he's going to burn through that force field real quick. She can do Red Skull reasonably well just because you're doing a lot of heavy stuff. She can do... Let's see if we have anything else here in my lexicon here. She can do Thing reasonably well as long as you play around the Unstoppable. Patriot's not a defender, but she can totally do Patriot. She's one of those champions, again, a lot like Adam, where it's like if you have a generally good knowledge of the matchup and how to play the fight, you're actually going to end up doing very well with her, and as long as you know how to play Jean as well, which we went over in this video. Very simple, special 1, special 2, heavy when you can. And light attack ending combos, of course, is her other big thing. You're gonna do well with this character. That's why, like, well, she's not really a Thanos counter, but she has the damage in her kit to be. She's not really an onslaught counter, but she has the damage in her kit to be. So long as you play around the abilities of those champions, you're going to do exceptionally well with Jean. So she is an all-around amazing attacker, and she is even better of a defender. If you don't have a reverse control immune champion, let's see. It doesn't really matter who I choose here. We'll choose Bastion. If you don't have a reverse control immune champion, which I believe Bastion actually is because he has psychic shielding, it's going to be a hard time for you, and you're not going to be dealing all that much damage until the force field's broken. And yeah, Bastion is actually not immune to these. And her special one's a little tricky to dodge. And your the reverse controls are frozen during that, which I actually appreciate more. Because if they weren't, then you could run the risk of those, like, it switching back to normal controls and getting blasted. I will say, however, what makes her quite easy for me as a defender, because I also am just very good at playing around reverse controls. I've experienced that a lot. Her special 2, even if you are, well, don't run into it. Even if you are reverse controlled, you literally just need to back up, and then you will be fine. It is not a difficult special 2. The reverse control lasts a while. I didn't realize that. So, not an impossible defender, but tricky if you don't have a reverse control counter, and especially tricky if you don't know that her special 2 is literally just dash back. And her special 1, that beam, is hard to dodge, especially if your controls are reversed. You get a lot of exhaustion debuffs on you, so you're not going to be doing as much damage with crits. A very good defender to have, and an amazing attacker. Again, I'll read it for the last time. Much like Adam, if you know how to use them, if you know the fight, you're going to do well with her. So if the question is, should I be happy that I pulled Jean Grey? The answer is most certainly yes. And if you have any other questions about this character or any other character in the game, please let me know down in the comments. I'll happily make a video or just PM you privately and let you know any answer to any question you have about any champion. With that being said, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you'll have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.